I am Jennifer McNamara. My husband, John McNamara, FDNY, was 43 years old when he died of 9/11 related cancer.
With all the constant reminders about 9/11, there's one crucial element consistently left out of the conversation: the sick and dying first responders who risked their lives on that fateful day. Sadly, the 9/11 heroes you would expect the government to be helping the most have been left in the dust. To talk more about the struggle for medical care, I'm joined now by John Feel, first responder, founder and president of the Feel Good Foundation. John, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me, Abby.
Talk about the most pressing medical issues facing 9/11 first responders right now.
Cancer. In the beginning, in the first few years, it was respiratory, but now it's cancers. And this is just the first wave of cancers: the blood cancers, the leukemias, the organ cancers. But in 5 or 10 more years, you're going to see the asbestos cancers. There'll be another wave of cancers. And like I tell everybody, this is a generation-long issue and a generation-long illness.
Company's up, all right? Stand fast, all right?
Radioactive radiation is not visible to the human eye, at least not directly. Clean objects might well be contaminated by radioactive particles. Near ground zero, pedestrians could notice the cleaning of clean vehicles. Also, the trucks leaving ground zero had to pass checkpoints for ensuring decontamination. At these checkpoints, radioactive decontamination was carried out according to protocol. The resulting wastewater washed the radioactive particles away into the Hudson River. Also, it was possible to make out two groups of people working at ground zero: those who were let in on the secret and those who did not understand the nature of the work going on, a radioactive cleanup. Simply put, one group which had full protection against radioactivity and the other. This cleanup was performed by the National Nuclear Security Administration here at the landfill site at Fresh Kills, New York. Insufficient protection, like wearing only a particle filter mask and no special suit, bears a high risk of developing cancer.
We have some very sad news to report today about the loss of 3 true American heroes: Daniel Hegland, Howard Bischoff, and Robert Lever were 3 tremendously courageous 9/11 first responders who passed away last week, all on the same day from cancer. So a lot of people are unaware of this, but it's an epidemic of first responders and people who lived in the area who have developed debilitating diseases and chronic problems. One of the things that I keep coming across in articles about this, it's like Gulf War-like symptoms. Okay, constant fever, shakes, you're hot and cold at the same time, headaches, vomiting, debilitating pain. And remember, Congress at first blocked a bill which would pay for all of the health care costs of these heroes. You know what it took in order to get that bill through? I'm not kidding about this. It took Jon Stewart covering the story. If I'm not mistaken, I think he covered it for a few days straight, maybe a week straight, and just sat down and did interviews with people, like the husbands or the wives of the people who were down in the area and a lot of the first responders. And they basically described, like, yeah, it's been hell. We can't get our medical bills paid. We don't have insurance for reason X, Y, and Z, and the government's not helping us. They're just not picking up the slack. In fact, I remember in Michael Moore's documentary Sicko about the healthcare system, he literally took some 9/11 first responders to Cuba to try to get them healthcare over there because they weren't getting it here. So it took Jon Stewart doing that show, and then, and all credit to them, this may be the first time in secular talk history I'm going to give credit to them, but credit to Fox News, because after Jon Stewart covered it, then Fox News picked it up. I think it was Shep Smith who picked it up, who's the most reasonable guy on Fox News, and he hammered away on it for a while, and then eventually that got Congress to resurrect the bill, and then they passed it.
We have no other choice because there is no other peace. We did not ask for this mission. Yet there is honor in history's call. We have a chance to write the story of our times, a story of courage defeating cruelty and light overcoming darkness.